I really want to give the CFA exam, but I don't know anything about it. What should I do? How should I start my CFA exam journey? Let's find out. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanishka and I hope you all are doing good. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to start your CFA exam journey. I'm literally gonna cover every single point that you need to know. So let's get started. But before that, if you're new to this channel, then please take 1 second to hit the subscribe button. If you've ever liked my work even a teeny tiny bit, then please join the community by subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you're notified every time I post a new video. And for the very kind people who have already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for joining me in my journey. I hope we stay together till the end of time. So first things first, before you start your CFA exam journey, the first point that you need to or we need to discuss is expectations. I know all of us go with a lot of expectations towards anything, any career decision. Specifically when we are in our early 20s, we are like, oh, I'm going to do the CFA exam and I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to, join investment banking and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Wait a minute. I'm not saying all those things will not happen, but all those things will not happen immediately. They will happen slowly, gradually, and the CFA exam will not be the sole reason for that to happen. There are gonna be, or rather there has to be, multiple layers around the CFA exam in order for you to accomplish those expectations. So please set realistic, achievable expectations. Do not overestimate the exam and end up hurt or upset by what you invested in. Rather, go with a clear-cut mind. It is a knowledge tool for you to understand or get an overview of the finance world, best taken up by people who want to join the finance world, particularly investment banking, portfolio management, advisory, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the expectation you need to have. There are many people who are unclear about what they exactly want and they are just exploring, trying it out. Good enough, that's also good, but again, keep your expectations realistic and not too over the top, because नहीं तो आपको ही बुरा लगेगा. Next, eligibility. If you are wanting to give the CFA exam, you need to know about the eligibility in detail. If you are a college student and suppose you have a 3-year college degree going on, you can start your CFA exam, or rather giving the CFA exam, from your second year onwards. Basically, the rule says, the eligibility rule says 23 months prior to graduation. So if it's a 4-year college degree, then you can start in the 3rd year. That's exactly the eligibility requirement. For people who do not have a college degree, or who you maybe been a college dropout, if you have work experience for 4 years in any field, even you can give the CFA exam. So that's the eligibility criteria, which you should know. If you want to start the CFA exam, I usually say take about 8 months to 1 year in hand. So if suppose you're planning to give your exam in November 2026, start now. If you're planning to give your exam in Feb 2026, you can start now. The latest you should start is by April or May. So keep that time. Another thing that you guys should be aware and be prepared for is the cost. It is not a very cheap exam. It is not as costly as the MBA exam as well, or rather as the MBA program as well, but it is quite costly. Usually per level is about $1,000+. In Indian rupees, it ranges anywhere between 1,20,000 to 1,60,000 depending on when you pay, because there are 2 dates per level. One is where there's a $300 discount, and if you miss that date, you have to pay the full-fledged fee. So that changes. Also, the dollar and rupee conversion rate of that particular day. So currently, I say it ranges anywhere between 1,20,000 Indian rupees to 1,60,000-1,70,000 Indian rupees. Obviously, taxes are included plus 18% GST. So be prepared for that. And this has to be paid every single level. It's not that it's a one-time cost and then it's done. No. Same for level 1, same for level 2. Level 3 is slightly more costlier. In fact, I think by 150 or something US dollars, but similar range pe hai. And if by chance you fail the exam, suppose you fail the level 1 exam or you fail the level 2 exam and you decide to reappear, you have to pay the entire fee again. There is no discount, there is no concession, only the early bird date that is available. If you pay by a certain date, that's it. But there's no other concession. Yes, there are scholarship options in which you can cut down your exam fee to like about just paying 400 US dollars. That is just about 42,000 Indian rupees. But of course, not everybody gets the scholarship, and there are many rules that are applicable for the scholarships as well. So keep this in mind. Roughly, I would say it's 4 to 5 lakh ka cost if you pass all the levels in one attempt. Can be more if you end up failing. and not counting scholarship. Next, we come to classes. Classes is not something that is compulsory. It is convenience. It is literally convenience. It's much easier to just have somebody explain the topics to you rather than you trying to decode what this means from the CFA exam point of view or rack your brains on it. But again, it is not compulsory. Classes range anywhere from 30,000 Indian rupees to 60,000 Indian rupees depending on who you are going to, what they are offering, etc., etc. Many people do self-study and pass as well. So please keep this in mind. There are some great teachers out there. Let me know if you want me to talk about them. I've already spoken about many in the past, but if you want me to make another video on them, let me know. But yes, that is about classes. I think I've already spoken about the time. You will need 8 months to 1 year. If you are working full time, then please count a little bit more in that, right? Just be honest with yourself. Last but not the least, resources. The main CFA exam resources, that is the CFA Institute book, CFA Institute material, is only and only available once you register for the exam. So before you register for the exam, you are not able to avail or even see those resources ethically, at least. Having said that, there is this very great material in the market called Schwezer Notes, which is pretty famous. It's been used since a lot of years, a lot of time rather, I would say. So that is something you can purchase. You can study from there initially if you're not yet a registered candidate. Maybe go through the syllabus, understand if you're able to like it or if you're able to grasp it, and then maybe take your decision. So Schwezer Notes is also available. And then there is the CFA calculator. So for the CFA exam, a regular calculator, a scientific calculator is not allowed. You have to use the BA 2+ Texas Instrument, which is basically a financial calculator. Easily available on Amazon, a lot of other websites. I think even Flipkart sells it. A lot of stationery shops in Bombay sell it. NM Stationery being my always go-to. Like, I also personally purchase it from there. And they deliver all over India, plus all over the world. I have clients in Canada and Portugal who are literally, buying stuff from NM Stationery, so that even Mahakali Book Center sells it. So all these are the resources. And last but not the least, the one thing that you need to have is a little bit of trust and a little bit of faith. If you decide to go for the CFA exam, please be a little gentle with yourself. The syllabus per se, in my opinion, is not very, very tough. It is easy to understand if you actually focus and, spend some time on it. The tough part of the CFA exam is that you have to give 3 levels, and each level is like, at least level 1 and level 2 is like 10 subjects on the same day, same time. For level 1, it is about 180 questions throughout the day, 90 divided. For level 2, I think it's 88 or 120 questions, something. It gets lesser, but obviously the kind of questions becomes a little tougher. Similar for level 3. But that is what it is, and that's what gets difficult. The burden, the overwhelming sense of giving every single thing together on the same day, same time, because of which you really need to dedicate and allot quite a bit of time prior to that. There are a lot of sacrifices made, of course financial, but also personal, social, as is the case for any professional exam. So if you are deciding to go for it, and if you are taking all the headaches that I just mentioned, then have some faith in yourself, have some trust in yourself, have some trust in the process. Do not just give up in the start saying, oh, it's so hard, oh, it's so this. Give it time. And if you've given it time and you're reaching towards the end, then have some faith in yourself. Then whatever you've done is the best that you could do, and whatever that will happen will be the best that can happen. Okay, with that, I've come to the end of this video. If you guys have any more questions or want me to make a part 2 for this, wherein I speak specifically in more details about the levels, say level 1, level 2 and level 3, then let me know in the comment section. Say make part 2 and I will do that. And if you like this particular video, do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Until then, keep sparkling and definitely keep learning.